tired. Today we're just going to talk.
Yeah.
And today we're going to talk Marvel.
Yes.
Where it's been, where it's going, what we hope to see, what we want to see. Chuck, start us off. What you got?
Yeah, so, I'm going to say in the front end, we've tried to do this video in different iterations. This is the fourth time.
This is our fourth time.
Quite honestly.
Yeah.
Might even be fifth.
And they've all been pretty good. Marvel releases stuff so quick that we fall behind.
Let's be honest, we screwed up on a few of them.
Okay,
we also, the first two that we recorded, the first two were when we first started out. If you think our first three videos are bad,
oh yeah,
quality film wise, these would have been atrocious.
They are
good conversation, but the video was it makes me shudder at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
So we tried it a few times, and we actually had the most recent time edited on good video and good film quality and good production quality, but we didn't get to it in time, and we had it in the bank, and they got too far into phase 4.
And it became irrelevant.
And it wasn't worth doing.
Yeah.
So it was 43 minutes of stuff that, it would have been a good video, I think, but it was still, we also were off on a couple things, so we just decided, let's scrap it. So instead, we're going to take the form of a conversation. Well, we can be off. We can postulate and not be right, but we're not going to publish something that's already wrong.
Right.
So, here we go. So, Marvel, the MCU has taken the superhero world by storm over the last 10 years and really has made the box office a superhero-driven entity in some way, shape, or form.
Sure.
So, I've enjoyed every minute of it. And through phase 3, we've seen so many great revelations with the rise of the Avengers movies and the way Marvel did it in their formula. And so it brought us to, most recently, Spiderman No Way Home, which has killed it at the box office, is a killer Marvel movie.
It's an amazing Marvel movie.
It's easily already a top 3 Marvel movie for me.
Yeah, and it changes the structure of the Marvel Cinematic Universe because it now makes Sam Raimi's or Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man the first movie in the MCU.
Kind of, yeah. At least in the universe, sure. And it really does pays well to the previous Marvel properties that were movies before there was MCU Studio, and it also is the opening of. Not the opening, but it's the first real look at the multiverse in the movies.
Oh,
right?
sure.
We saw it in Loki, right? We saw the multiverse. We saw all the variants, and obviously the Loki in that story is a variant because the Loki that was in our main timeline got killed
right
by Thanos. So that really was the Loki was the foundational steps, right?
Sure.
We saw a variant of Kang. But we haven't seen the big bad Kang that's going to be in the MCU Phase 4.
Right, the actual Kang from the MCU.
Yeah, we've seen one of the Kangs, right? But we've not seen the one that's going to be the big bad.
Exactly.
And so now with this latest Spider-Man movie, heading into the main... Everything else so far, I guess, let me pause there before I say that. Everything else so far, right, has been... foundational, right, Phil? WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I think that's exactly what they did with the Disney Plus shows is they built the foundation for phase 4 and moving forward. So we're more comfortable with the idea of a multiverse. We're more comfortable with the idea of magic being in there. And hell, we got our Captain America now.
Yeah,
for phase 4.
And they've also had the side hustle of incorporating their Fox properties and the Sony-verse into the MCU.
Oh, sure.
And, if you've seen those end credits of Spider-Man No Way Home, so spoilers, turn it off if you don't want to hear this.
We're going to hit those.
You now have the ability for them to do Venom and do actual Secret Wars and do Venom that was in the MCU comic line and have Tom Holland have the suit, and because obviously the suit was pretty interested in Tom Holland if you saw the second Venom movie, and now that could happen. You could have the whole black suit Spider-Man in Venom in the MCU. So
you can and do it in a way that is not Raimified.
Right, do it in a way that's not Raimified. Do it in a way that doesn't interfere with Bane's Venom.
Sure.
In the Sonyverse because he went back to the Sonyverse, right?
Yeah, and don't have Venom be Eric Foreman.
Yeah, please, God, no Eric Foreman as Venom.
That
was terrible. But, it's exciting to see going forward what they're going to do. I mean, the Multiverse of Madness is going to be coming out in May.
Yes, real soon.
And the big trailer for the Super Bowl dropped, right? It was during the Super Bowl. Big trailer dropped.
And dropped a bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, we heard the voice of Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, who's vehemently said that he was not going to participate.
I don't know, man. Sounds a lot like you.
You know what? Sir Patrick Stewart and Andrew Garfield, you guys need to go into a Liars Anonymous club.
Right.
And start a 12-step program because you very convincingly lied.
Well, they are actors. They do that for a living.
They are, and they're both very good actors. I mean, Andrew Garfield stole the show in No Way Home.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, Toby was great having him in there, and he was, great in his own right, but Andrew Garfield was definitely the highlight of No Way Home.
He was so sincere and so... he got the love that he didn't get in his Spider-Man movies.
I agree.
And, he played a better Peter Parker this time. I mean, I've had the beef, and I've said it on our airwaves, that he wasn't the greatest Peter Parker, but he was a great Spider-Man in those movies.
Yeah.
Well, he was a great Peter Parker in this new movie, too. So
He was, and a great Spider-Man. I mean, he stole the show. You said it right the first time.
Yeah. I mean, Holland's still the best, in my opinion. I just love how Tom Holland has portrayed Spider-Man.
Sure.
And I'm hoping that we see Tom Holland in the Multiverse of Madness. If he's in it, he's probably not allowed to talk about it. They probably didn't even tell him he's in it because he's a squealer.
They're just like, just film this scene. Don't worry about it.
What movie is this in? We're not going to tell you.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you that.
Okay.
They have those just motion capture suits for everybody, so he doesn't know who he's even acting with. Yeah, that's great.
But it's cool that seems like they're incorporating even the What If animated series.
They are
into the Multiverse of Madness because we have evil Doctor Strange.
Evil Strange, yeah, who
obviously manifested himself in arguably the best episode of that What If series.
That was a really good one.
It
was, man.
So, hopefully going forward, for me, what I would really like to see from this is, obviously we're going to have Kang. I'm interested to see how they really work that story because I suspect, you're going to have Loki season 2 is going to have to tie in to these Phase 4 movies pretty deeply, wouldn't you think?
It would have to. It absolutely has to. Getting back to the point we were making prior, though, it's not only incorporated the Fox properties, but the multiverse is allowing Marvel to incorporate all sorts of properties.
Oh, yeah.
Including the old Netflix shows. I mean, we've skated right over Daredevil being in there, Kingpin showing up in Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of really great possibilities there. We could have the Doctor facing off against somebody. I mean, the Purple Man coming in there.
That would be dope. I would be super excited about that. He was great. Tennant was great.
Tennant's great in everything, man. He
is. That's a true story, And I've also read a story recently, and I don't remember what it specifically was, but the Bernthal is in play as the Punisher.
Awesome.
In the MCU.
Please bring him in as the Punisher.
He's so good as the Punisher. He's the best Punisher they've had yet, and I don't think the Punishers have been bad.
No.
Contrary to some people who think they've been bad, I don't think Thomas Jane was bad. I thought he was pretty good. I thought Ray Stevenson was good, but Jon Bernthal
Punisher.
Was killer as the Punisher.
Just seeing Charlie Cox in No Way Home was so encouraging. To see
he did really well as Daredevil.
Well, of course, yeah. Well, it was no Affleck.
Oh,
thank goodness.
As good as Affleck was as Batman, he was bad as Daredevil.
Yes, yeah, without a doubt.
And
Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin.
He's great.
He's a really good Kingpin. He's got
I'd like to see him be a little bit bigger.
And that's Vincent D'Onofrio does too. He wants him to be bigger. He wants him to be that more comic book accurate.
Kingpin's a big dude.
He's gigantic.
Into the Spider-Verse got Kingpin right.
Nailed
in
it.
His scale. He's ginormous.
Well, and that was Liev Schreiber. I'm probably butchering his name, but we saw him as Sabretooth in X-Men Origins.
Yeah, Ray Donovan.
Yeah, Ray Donovan. There you go. He voiced Kingpin in Into the Spider-Verse and did a phenomenal job too. I mean, just brought that presence of the character. And he's a big dude, like a huge.
Yeah, he's not a small man.
And built like a refrigerator too. He's a rectangle.
And that's what the Kingpin's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, exactly.
SpongeBob SquarePants. I mean, that's really what he is.
He is, yeah. He's an oddly shaped character. Like he's really weirdly shaped. And all muscle, yeah. So he's intimidated. Would Haley Steinfeld be able to take him down?
Probably not. No.
I don't think so. That was kind of the one thing I kind of groaned at Hawkeye, which I really
Spider-Man
enjoyed.
has problems with the Kingpin.
Yeah. And
so,
Well, Spider-Man's strength has been underplayed in everything.
He has, but I mean, even in the comic book where it's not underplayed, he has problems with the Kingpin.
Exactly. It's a strong dude.
Yeah, it is.
Just and pardon my language, just a brick shit house.
He is.
But, all that stuff coming together, it gives me a lot of hope for Phase 4, and I can't wait to see what comes next, honestly. I know we've got Moon Knight coming up,
Heck yeah.
Which is going to be awesome. We're going to be covering that.
Yes, we are.
And there's She-Hulk, there's Miss Marvel, there's all this stuff coming up. But next really big thing is Moon Knight, and then the next really, really, really big thing after that would be Multiverse of Madness, and I can't freaking wait, man.
Yeah, and then it gives us hope too for Secret Wars, probably Phase 5.
Let's see, the Illuminati coming in Multiverse of Madness. And,
dude, it's gonna be. I can't wait for that movie.
Yeah, we can have a lot of really cool stuff coming up, and we can't wait. I mean, we love our Marvel. You guys know that.
Yeah, we do. We're guilty as charged.
Yep, we do it quite a bit. We're Dewey Cox over here. Guilty as charged. All right, with that, we're going to wrap up this combo, and just remind you to check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, Spotify, Twitter. We're all over the place. Join us with every week, and I can't freaking talk, so I'll just go ahead and wrap it up right there. What's on your nerd card?